I should preach the unsearchable riches of Christ and make all men see what is the fellowship of the mystery, which from the beginning of the world has been hid in God, who created all things by Jesus Christ. Ephesians 3:8 and 9. Bear in mind that Christ in you is your imagination. Bear in mind that Christ in you is your imagination. As the appearance of our world is determined by the particular state with which we are fused, so many we determine our fate as individuals by fusing our imaginations with ideals we seek to realize. On the distinction between our states of consciousness depends the distinction between the circumstance and conditions of our lives. Man who is free in his choice of state often cries out to be saved from the state of his choice. Because a lot of people create unconsciously. They unconsciously create a world where they don't want to live in. They want to be saved from that state that they actually chose, which it was an unconscious choice because they didn't understand how they were creating it, right? And ye shall cry out in that day because of your king, which ye shall have chosen you, and the Lord will not hear you in that day. Nevertheless, the people refused to obey the voice of Samuel, and they said, Nay, but we will have a king over us. 1 Samuel 8:18 and 19. Choose wisely the state that you will serve. All states are lifeless until imagination fuses with them. All states are lifeless until imagination fuses with them. And that's when your knowings, beliefs change because you've now re-identified yourself through image making. All right. So choose wisely and consciously and observe what's happening in your imagination and your inner dialogues. Because remember, inner dialogues create images. And those images create the feeling that molds to that reality in which you're headed. Okay. So Ephesians 5:13, all things when they are admitted are made manifest by the light. For everything that is made manifest is light. All right. Remember that. We went over that so many times in the power of awareness. The power of awareness. All things when they are admitted are made manifest by the light. Light is consciousness. For everything that is made manifest is consciousness. All right. And ye are the light of the world, and you are the consciousness of the world. Matthew 5:14. By which those ideas to which you have consented are made manifest. Hold fast to your ideal. Nothing can take it from you but your imagination. Don't think of your ideal, think from it. It is only the ideals from which you think that are ever realized. Don't think of your desire, think from it. Man lives not by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God. Matthew 4:4. And the mouth of God is the mind of man. Bear in mind. Become a drinker and an eater of the ideals you wish to realize. Have a set, definite aim, or your mind will wander. It also talks about this, too, in the Bible. The idle mind is the devil's workshop. And if you don't have a set, definite aim, and your mind begins to wander, then you start unconsciously creating states of consciousness that take you to worlds that you do not want to be in. And that is the symbolic nature of the devil, an uncontrolled mind, no attention, always distracted, not awake, living in a world where people are just absolutely miserable because they've chased pleasure over a purpose and they've lost their attention doing that. And into distraction from pleasure. Pleasure is something that just corrupts the mind and the attention, and you lose all present moment awareness within that seeking pleasure. But purpose refines the mind, refines the attention, develops the attention. So remember that. Have a set, definite aim, or your mind will wander, and wandering, it eats every negative suggestion, right? When it's wandering, when you don't have a developed attention, that's what happens. Your mind eats every negative suggestion, and it can't let it go. And then it recreates more and more and more of that same world over and over and over. So the wandering mind, with the distracted mind, attaches itself to negative suggestions, which takes you to a world in which you do not want to live. So if you live right mentally, everything else will be right. Okay, so